Thank you and welcome to the show for today. You are watching Perspectives and I am host Alana McLaughlin. This morning on the show I have Troika, Hanna, Myron Franklin, and Joseph Wooten here to discuss revolutionizing urban education through music education. My three guests are here to set up their early lives, their kind of adolescent experiences, their upbringings and backgrounds, and ultimately we're discussing the topic revolutionizing urban education through music education. And guys, I just want to thank y'all for joining me this morning. I want to thank you all for giving me kind of a slice of your morning. I know everybody's super busy today, but to start off this first segment, Troika, I want to begin with you. Tell me, give me a 30-second baby Troika kind of introduction. Tell me, like those baby years. Tell me where you're from. Set up a little bit about your home life and your transition to Nashville, Tennessee, or to the U.S. really.
Yeah, so it was a transition. So originally from Nassau, Bahamas. I'm from a family of 5 generations of music on both sides. I would say I'm blessed because music was a skill that my parents instilled in me and kind of showed me that this would open the doors, but also allow me to find the identity of who I am, allow me to connect. So music has always been my background. As far as when I came to Nashville, or I should say the U.S., it took a minute because throughout my childhood years, what really hit me was I got hit with a terminal illness, and that took me 2 years out of school. But through that period, it was music that kind of brought me through. To this day, they still don't know exactly how I was healed or how things came to where I was able to be where I am today. I thank God for that, you know. But my journey here, after coming from the hospital, after still learning through high school, I was able to attend Fisk University, and from there, I started to kind of get a sense of what I wanted to do here in Tennessee, and I started doing projects. And while I was at Fisk, I even did I would say a seminar where I took professors from Belmont, Fisk University, even some from some local record labels. In fact, the music director from Bobby Jones, because Mr. Derek Lee, before he had passed, he was an alumni. So I contacted him, you know, because this was stuff like my parents would do. So I was like, let me contact him. We had about 500 students from the Bahamas that attended this seminar. Then I did the same thing at Fisk, and we did like a big workshop. And we had about 3 schools, TSU, Vanderbilt, Belmont, and Fisk. So I guess 4 universities, right? All of them came into the Apple Room, and we did a workshop free for the community. And this was the first time Fisk ever did something like that.
So you were trailblazing at Fisk.
I think,
yes. There's no answer but yes. And Drew, I don't want to get too much into just you getting into that creative. And you're looking at me crazy. I'm looking at you crazy, man, because you were seriously kind of setting the standard for what life was about to look like. Mr. Franklin, tell me just those baby Myron years.
Myron. Well, baby Myron is from Mississippi, born and raised Vicksburg, Mississippi. Art, I think, has been a part of my life for a long time. Even in the church growing up, you find yourself in church plays. But I left there and went to I Love Jackson State University. And that's when I started to explore poetry. I used to perform with the Last Poets. I've had that opportunity to travel throughout the Southeast performing poetry. And for me, I've always wanted to take that knack with me and expose young people to it, because I think art is a great way to not just self-discovery, but to explore your community and learn more about your community. So for me, that's what it's been. And when I got an education, why let it go? So now it's more about what can I do to infuse art inside of public education, be it poetry, music, or podcasts that we have there at Johnson. But my goal has always been exposure. Give young people exposure to something, maybe they'll change their mind about what they thought their possibilities were.
Mr. Wooten, those baby Joseph years, and that's how we're going to wrap up this first segment.
Okay, I'm in a family of musicians. I'm the second to the youngest, 5 world-class musician brothers. At the age of 5, my 10-year-old brother taught me and my little brother Victor, and Victor's a world-renowned bassist, Victor Wooten. He taught us to play and said, if you guys do this, you can be part of the band. So 5, I learned to play keys, and Victor learned to play bass. 3 years later, that's what we did for a living. We're playing in nightclubs. We opened for War. When Victor was 5 and I was 8, we opened for Curtis Mayfield a couple years later. Got a record deal in the mid-'80s, signed to Arista Records. The same time they signed Whitney, same label, same producer, same time she signed a great record deal, and we didn't. But it enabled us to do some things. My brother played drums on Whitney Houston's debut single. I sang on Whitney's debut album.
Yes.
I've been with the Steve Miller Band for 32 years, Rock and Roll Hall of Fame inducted.
Yes. Mr. Wooten, before we get any further
Yes.
into your rich history, I have got to save it for the second and third segment. I encourage viewers to tune into this already electric and powerful episode discussing revolutionizing urban education through music.
Facts and
To the second segment of the show for today. For viewers just tuning in, I am host Alana McLaughlin. You are watching Perspectives. The topic of this morning's episode is revolutionizing urban education through music and art. And in the second segment, I have 3 students here who are products of my first 3 guests, and they're here discussing the ways that music and art have revolutionized their experiences and have just kind of given them an outlet to show their creativity at an early age. Guys, I'm going to go down the line. I want you to introduce yourself. Just tell me your first and last name, your grade level, and where you're in school at.
My name is Emisio Tupe. I am in 10th grade, and I go to school at Valor College Prep.
My name is Dylan Flowers. I'm in the 12th grade, and I go to Johnson Alternative Learning Center.
My name is Yanu of Tupe. I'm in the 11th grade and I go to MLK.
Now, guys, now that we've set up 3 awesome schools, 3 awesome people, I'd like to know how music and art have impacted you. It could just be giving you an outlet to kind of express like your creativity. It could be giving you something to keep your mind busy. But anybody, feel free to just jump in and just tell me a little bit about how music and art have impacted you.
For me, I feel like I've always been around like music and art. I started dancing at a young age, and then like I did like church choir, and then I do theater now. So like I think it's just been a way to like keep myself busy, but I've also learned to like love it, and like it's been an outlet for me to express my emotions. And I think my brother can say like it's really like grown our relationship because like we have like a lot in common because of music.
Would you agree with that?
I would, yeah. Me, my sister and I, we do theater together, and not only theater, but we like to sing around the house and listen to music together, and really art and music really brings us together in a way that no other thing really can.
Now that's awesome right there. Dylan, you're in a unique spot because not only are you playing trumpet and you have like the music thing going on, you're also one of the hosts of Hawks Talk. Tell me a little bit about Hawks Talk. I know it's the Johnson ALC podcast. I know it's available through Spotify, kind of Apple Podcasts, all the streaming platforms. But tell me a little bit about that podcasting experience.
Well, actually, I just got the position to be one of the hosts because I just had an audition about last week. But so far, what I know about it, we're going to be interviewing multiple celebrities, you know, just asking questions about the impact on whatever they did or how they came up to where they are now. And I think one of our guests is going to be a Nashville artist, Tulabri.
Oh yeah,
So-
and we love Tulabri. He's been on here and I've worked with him time and time again. But tell me just a little bit about having a podcast at school. We didn't have podcasts when I was in high school. Well, we had them, but I didn't have a school one. And do you think that kind of like makes the school experience a little bit more fun? Does it kind of give you something to look forward to on the days? Tell me in your own words how you like it.
I think it's a good opportunity, you know, to gain experience, you know, from what kids might want to do, like starting stuff early, seeing like how that might benefit them, and just yeah, I think that's about it.
I see you cooking in your head.
Yeah.
Give it to me.
No,
Tell
just
me
thinking.
whatever's in there, and tell me about your music background.
Okay.
You mentioned to me just off camera that you played trumpet, a couple different instruments, and just tell me about learning these instruments. Does it make the school experience a little more enjoyable? Do you want to take it after you're in 12th grade? You're about to get on out of here. Do you want to take that on to college?
Yes, I
You
do.
tell me what's in your head.
Okay, so growing up, about like when I first left elementary, you know, I started playing the clarinet. I took my first lessons at W.O. Smith.
Yeah.
You know, my mom, she recommended I played the clarinet, so ever since then, up until like, I say freshman year, I started the trumpet as well, doing marching band. I started at East Nashville High School. You know, ever since then, I just decided to like use music as a way to express my creativity, you know, my passion and stuff. And over time, I feel like music has brought multiple great opportunities for me. You know, I've been able to, I've been a part of the Nashville Symphony youth program. I think it's called the Chillerando.
Yeah.
You know, with clarinet, you know, I was able to perform, meet multiple famous musicians and directors, and also with the trumpet. You know, doing marching band, I was able to travel, see other great musicians and all like great directors.
And you were in a unique spot. Was William Jackson the director over there at East?
Yes, he was.
I've been able to work with Mr. Jackson.
Mr. Jackson.
Great director.
I think I actually, were you at the Central versus East battle?
Yeah, I hosted it. Yeah. And so I used to play trumpet for the Nashville School of Arts. I went on to Tennessee State University and studied music. And so I have a deep, deep love for it. And that's kind of how I connected with Mr. Hanna. Through my love of music, I found out about the work that he was doing. And I think that you guys are in a really, really good spot at this age, being able to just work with people like the guys that we've just mentioned, being able to just see these people in action. And if you guys have any other teachers or any other just kind of directors, coaches, anything that have impacted that journey, tell me about them. Anybody? No band director? No.
I would say William Jackson.
Yeah.
Because originally I was going to play the clarinet in marching band, but he didn't have any more clarinets, so he decided to put me on trumpet. And ever since then, I just started playing trumpet.
Well, you're going to be an aristocrat. I can already see it. Mr. Franklin probably wants you to go around to Jackson, but that's fine. Guys, in this last about 3 minutes of this segment, what do you want to take? Rephrase. Where do you want to go with this art? Is it something that you guys could see as a career? Is it just going to remain a hobby? I know it's kind of early on in life to even like predict that, but when you dream in your head, what do you guys see?
For me, I'm not really sure, but I know that I want to continue like doing it. I just don't know like in what way.
Do you have a dream job, dream career, anything?
No.
What are you interested in? What makes you happy? Silence, loudness?
I don't know.
That's real. Just going through. You'll figure it out before long. You've got plenty of time. Guys, that same thing. Kind of tell me what you're dreaming about, what you're thinking about.
Well, definitely I would like to keep art as one of my hobbies, but my main dream right now is being a doctor or a surgeon. That's what I've started to put my mind on, and although the work and the things you have to do to get there are hard and tedious, I still want to keep music as something that will relieve the stress that I will eventually have to get to be a surgeon or a doctor.
Heck yeah. Do you guys find yourself listening to music while you study, like just kind of while you walk around?
Yeah.
Sure.
Yes, I am at the end of my college career and I still need my headphones in to even focus. So you are completely right that the skills that you guys are learning and kind of refining right now will carry you throughout any career. And I want to thank you guys for just sitting down with me, for telling me a little bit about your lives and about your stories. I can't wait to see just kind of where life takes you all. And I'm excited that I got the first TV interview. And I encourage our viewers to tune into the final segment of Perspectives, where I will return with my three first guests, Troika, Hanna, Myron, Franklin, and Joseph Wooten, to discuss revolutionizing urban education through music. Welcome to the final segment of the show for today. For viewers just tuning in, I am host Alana McLaughlin. You are watching Perspectives. This morning on the show, I've had 6 individuals here discussing the topic revolutionizing urban education through music and art. And my first segment, and returning now in this final segment, I've had Troika, Hanna, Myron, Franklin, and Joseph Wooten here. They discussed their backgrounds and their early lives in our first segment. And in this final segment, we're discussing our big topic, and we're just talking about the individual experiences that these 3 gentlemen have had in terms of revolutionizing urban education. Mr. Hanna,
Yes.
you are the beloved music teacher at Johnson Alternative Learning Center. And you've been there forever.
I have.
Tell me about, what even made you choose kind of alternative learning and then teaching music in an alternative setting? Tell me about it.
So before I got to Johnson, I was actually at Jerry Baxter Middle. And I was doing sports there, and they loved how, and I was just the campus support at that time. And they loved how I was working with the students, how I would come there, I would train with them, and I had the unique opportunity to take 8 young men, and they went to the city championship, won every event except for one, we ended up getting, I think, the 3rd place award just
yeah.
because we didn't have sad to say, we didn't have a female team.
That's all right.
But those students also were above a 3-point average GPA, right? So when they saw what I was doing there, I got a call at Johnson at that time. It was a different principal there, Dr. Braden, and she wanted me to come in to do an interview.
Okay.
So I said, sure. I went to the school, and when I got there, I was shocked to see some of the same students who were either at Jerry Baxter or who I saw at some other schools. So I was like, okay, I can build a rapport here. But as soon as I got there, I started questioning, like, why isn't there any music, like art, or like, why aren't instruments here? Like, what's going on? This is still an MMPS school.
Right.
So I started just kind of building my own, I would say, kind of program, working with the principals, and especially when Mr. Franklin came, Principal Franklin came, he had the idea of giving students voice, developing a podcast. And at that time, I was like, I don't know anything about a podcast. I'm like, music now, right? But as soon as we started allowing students to talk on the microphone, share their opinions, they started opening up. I started seeing a lot of ideas, and I'm like, do you do this at your other school? They're like, no, I don't draw at my school. And so the podcast just started allowing them to kind of share like these creative things that they do either visually or if it's a music inclined, if they might even be poetic where they're writing. And I'm like, y'all should be doing this at, Cambridge or the other schools you're coming from. And they were like, well, I'm kind of, I'm more an introvert. I want to stay to myself. But we found that music allowed them to open up. The podcast allowed them to open up. So my experience with it is like, I use it as a tool to open doors. Even in the organization that I'm a part of and that I own, I use it because I see how it empowers and it engages students. Like I think music sometimes allows us to be able to communicate without words, right? It solves the problem in a setting. There could be something totally chaotic going on, and as soon as music happens, it's like everybody is now in sync, everybody's in harmony. And even though there's different rhythms going on, or it might be a different genre of music, for some reason those tonalities connect, right? And then you're able to go to that person or to that student and have that conversation. Right? You have something that you now have in common. So it brings that commonality. So,
Troika, I have to put a pause on you. You are cooking with grease. I have got to hear I just need to hear from these 2 men about their experiences with you, their experiences, oh my gosh, working with these children. You hold tight. You keep cooking with grease. Don't turn the stove off. Mr. Franklin, our fearless leader of Johnson Alternative Learning Center. What do you think is the importance of having music and art in the alternative setting? We talked about this and kind of like in my pre-reporting a few weeks ago, and we just talked about kind of the emotional and the mental benefit that the arts have on students who may otherwise feel like, I hate school, I don't like the way that I'm living right now, I feel hopeless. And and we see that. Mr. Franklin, tell me just kind of in your own words about the benefit of having the podcast, of having music offerings at the school, in your own words.
Well, I have to take it back to our mission. Our mission at Johnson is to recalibrate, restore, and reconnect young people to themselves, their education, and their community. And we do that through several ways. And one of the main ways is art. I think alternative is just that. It should offer students an alternative to their traditional approach.
Yes, sir.
And when you think of making a mistake, most people think you go over there and you're punished and you just do your time and that's it. But for us at Johnson, it's not about that. It's about helping students understand that you are not your mistake. And one way of doing it is really by giving kids voice.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, we have the podcast. We have a great music program because of Mr. Hanna. We also have a studio where kids can go in and learn audio engineering and record themselves. So for me, I think art is an opportunity to transform what we think a mistake can be or is and allow young people to redefine who they are. Since we've been at Johnson and since we've really poured into the arts, we've seen young people pour back into their communities. We've seen them get involved with programs during the summertime. We're always looking for ways to connect kids. And with the podcast, one of the main things that we're looking for is an opportunity for young kids to put down guns and pick up mics.
Yes, sir.
And the way we're asking our community to help us with this, hey, how about donating to us so we can buy kids these podcast kits, so they can in turn go back home when they leave us, they have this kit and say, hey, I've been a part of something and I can continue my voice and hopefully one day be in the same position you're in.
And you're right, and this is exactly how those seeds are planted. My grandfather planted this seed in me at age 8, just having me watch him and kind of study him, and from there something was born. I was exposed to it, I grew love for it, and I'm working it now in the same way. These children may not know what they're gonna do after middle or high school, but we plant those seeds, we watch them blossom.
I'm gonna tell you right now, one thing that I do is when I see a student, if they're great in art, if they're great in music, I immediately say, hey, I'm also the MD at a very large church.
Yeah.
I would like for you to come and play. They're like, I don't play in church. I say, yeah, you do. You're coming this Sunday.
Now.
It's like, well, I don't know the music. Yes, you do. We're gonna go over it today. I even had a student, like, she drew something. She's like, I don't draw. I say, yeah, you do. We can start with tracing, or we can start with a sketch. She received a award from, I want to say either it was Southwest or it was I can't remember the name of the company, but it was the first time she has ever been acknowledged for her artwork. The company even went to her school and said, we have to drop this off. They printed it off and everything. It's like, hey, here you go. And when she received it, she was like, oh my gosh, like, I'm actually receiving this? Like, yeah, your award. And I think they're even gonna allow her to paint her art piece on one of the benches downtown.
And this is the impact, this in real time.
And now she's leaving something behind in Nashville for others, other peers or other students, other people to see like, oh, I can also do that.
Yes.
You know?
Guys, in these last 2 minutes, and Mr. Wooten, I'm gonna start with you down there. Plug yourself in, plug in ways that the community can connect with you, can support you. If there's a viewer right now saying, my child has too much free time on their hands, fall break is coming up, he needs to get out of here, plug in some ways to save a parent over fall and Christmas break.
Well, I would absolutely advise you to do whatever Troika is doing. Because I recognized a long time ago that Troika is changing young people with music. I recognize that music is a thing that people, they think they're learning music, but what they're really learning is how to solve cultural problems.
Yes, sir.
Because music takes differences and doesn't make them compete.
Yes.
It gives them a path forward.
Yes.
So when we do it with notes, it gives us the schematic of how to do it in life.
Yes.
That competition is a entertainment.
Yes.
But it's not a way of moving society forward, because
You're right.
creating winners also creates losers. The music has all the benefits of winning without anybody having to lose.
Mr. Wooten, plug yourself in. I don't mean to cut you off. You are cooking. Plug in ways that people can stay in touch with you.
You can go to josephwooten.com. You can go to thewootenbrothers.com. You can go to I Matter, You Matter.
Troika, I know that you can be found under Troika Hanna. Mr.
Yes.
Franklin, I know that you can be found under your name, as well as the JALCMNPS Instagram. I know that Hawks Talk can be streamed through Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and all of you all are just available in the community, on the ground, and accessible. To my viewers, thank you for the opportunity to share one more story that matters to Nashville, one more story that's impacting our community. Good morning.